and welcome to this Homeland Security Intelligence Edition. I'm Kate Eamon. Question: how can a deadly terrorist attack be foiled by using YouTube? How can you solve a serious crime using Facebook? Open Source Intelligence, or OSINT, is one of the oldest branches of intelligence practiced by government intelligence bodies worldwide. OSINT dates back to the late 19th century, early 20th century, the early days of mass newspapers, and then later on radio, which were used to glean a great deal of information, in particular concerning enemy social and economic trends, and to a lesser extent, military and security news. OSINT reached its heyday during the Cold War, when the US and Russian intelligence agencies specialized in translating huge volumes of press clippings, radio and TV broadcasts, and even entire books and films coming from each respective side. OSINT has undergone a profound change, and nowadays it mostly focuses on the internet, partly due to the fact that most newspapers, radio stations, and other open source media are accessible online. Intelligence and law enforcement agencies are working under the assumption that hostile elements, terrorists, and/or criminals cannot help but use open source media, in particular the internet, which is so rife with applications in order to gather general information such as opening hours and locations, in order to gain specialized knowledge, criminal or terrorist disarming alarm systems, breaking locks, and/or preparing explosive charges, in order to participate in social or professional groups, discussion groups, forums, video channels, and so on. Covert operatives tasked with recruiting an object from the enemy's ranks and turning him or her have nowadays been replaced by OSINT warriors, seated at intelligence offices wearing earphones, constantly assuming alternating identities, namely virtual characters, depending on the case they are working on. For example, an OSINT operative visits an extremist fundamentalist forum, masquerades as a fanatic, and gets to know other group members, gather real information about actual meetings, names, contacts, and even details about planned criminal and/or terrorist activities. Social media affords yet another unique and fascinating opportunity for OSINT gatherers to bring forward sensitive, unique, credible, and real-time information, whether thanks to entry using false identity or through creating an entirely new network. So, an intelligence or counterintelligence agency that has been tipped off by HUMINT, Human Intelligence, or SIGINT, Signals Intelligence, resource regarding an imminent terrorist attack can create a page on a social network and attempt to attract relevant users based on religious or ideological affinity who may be part of the operation. Even if they are only part of the outer, the second, or the third circle, they might still blurt something out or otherwise provide something that can be used to glean further information. Contrary to HUMINT, which is very expensive to produce and fraught with danger, or SIGINT, which is extremely costly to produce, OSINT has the advantages of being very low cost. Virtually all that is required is an internet connection, very low risk, no human lives at stake, generating huge volumes of information, and being highly versatile and diverse. This makes for a very valuable intelligence tool capable of gleaning the enemy's trends and moods. Another tool OSINT facilitates is psychological warfare, or psychological operations, PSYOP, to disseminate information, to coax an entire specific population into doing something, or to avoid another, and so on. The advantages of OSINT are also the sources of its shortcomings. All this incredible volume of information available online must be sifted through, categorized, analyzed, and so on, and these efforts are themselves sensitive to the enemy's own PSYOP activities. Well, that's it for this week's Homeland Security Intelligence Edition. We hope to see you next time. And in the meantime, if you want to learn more about intelligence, then click on the link before and visit our website. Thanks for watching.